Have you ever wondered why success seems to find some people so naturally, while others spend a lifetime chasing it? It almost feels unfair, doesn't it? But let me tell you something. Success isn't playing favorites. It's simply responding to the person you've become. See, success doesn't chase people. It's attracted. Like a magnet, it's drawn toward those who have prepared themselves. If you want success to find you, don't wish for it. Work on becoming the kind of person it's looking for. You can't attract success with frustration, laziness, or excuses. No. You attract it with discipline, consistency, and a clear sense of purpose. When you change everything changes for you. The real secret to attracting success is to stop chasing the money, stop chasing the applause, stop chasing the approval, and start chasing growth. Because the moment you grow, the moment you become better, you change your energy. You become a magnet for better opportunities, better people, and better outcomes. Let me tell you something about success that most people never truly understand. Success is not something you chase. It's not hiding somewhere out there waiting for you to find it. Success is something you attract by the person you become. You can't run after it and expect it to stay. You can't force it, bribe it, or beg for it. It's a natural result of your own development. When you grow, when you change, when you discipline your mind and sharpen your character, success begins to notice you. It looks at you and says, "Now, that's someone ready." Think about it like this: success is a mirror. It reflects back to you the kind of person you've been becoming. If you look into that mirror and you don't like what you see, the answer is simple. Don't smash the mirror. Change the reflection. Work on the image that stands before it. Most people spend their lives blaming circumstances, luck, or timing. But success doesn't care much about those things. Success is loyal only to growth. When you grow, success grows with you. The tragedy is that people want better results without becoming better people. They say, "I want more money, I want more respect, I want more happiness." But they don't stop to ask, how can I become the kind of person who naturally attracts these things? The soil never asks the farmer, "Why are you demanding so much of me?" It simply produces according to what's planted and cared for. Life is the same. It gives you a harvest equal to your preparation. If you plant laziness, you'll grow regret. If you plant discipline, you'll grow reward. So many people chase opportunities the way a child chases butterflies. They run, they reach, they sweat, and just when they think they've caught it, it slips away. But the wise person doesn't chase butterflies. He plants a garden that attracts them. He prepares the soil, waters it, tends it, and waits patiently. And soon the butterflies come on their own. That's how success works. It's attracted to growth, patience, and preparation. The more you improve yourself, the less you have to chase anything. Now, the question is, what kind of person are you becoming? Because every day, whether you realize it or not, you're in the process of becoming something. The habits you build, the words you speak, the attitude you carry, these are all shaping your magnet. They're deciding what kind of success or failure you attract. You can't draw abundance with a negative attitude any more than you can draw sunshine with an umbrella. You have to align yourself with the things you desire. If you want success, you must prepare a home for it. You can't invite it into chaos, into fear, into procrastination. Success comes where it's welcomed, into order, into discipline, into courage. You can't say, "When success comes, then I'll be ready." That's backward thinking. It's your readiness that invites success, not the other way around. Life waits for no one. The door to opportunity opens only for those who've already decided to walk through it. Maybe right now you feel that success is far from you, like it's happening for everyone else but not for you. That's fine. But ask yourself, what kind of energy am I putting out there? Am I becoming someone worth finding? Because the truth is, success is always looking. It's searching for prepared minds, diligent hands, and humble hearts. It's not about luck, it's about alignment. The moment your actions, attitude, and beliefs align, success takes notice. You can't attract success by complaining about the lack of it. Complaining pushes it away. Gratitude, on the other hand, pulls it closer. When you start appreciating where you are while working toward where you want to be, you shift your state of being, and success responds to that shift. It's like tuning into the right frequency. When you're tuned properly, you start catching signals you couldn't hear before. Here's the truth: every goal, every dream, every bit of progress starts with a simple decision to become more aware, more disciplined, more valuable, more focused. When you focus on becoming more, everything around you begins to expand. Your confidence grows, your influence grows, your results grow. And soon, success isn't something you chase, it's something that naturally gravitates toward you. Don't make the mistake of waiting for the perfect moment to start. Don't wait for motivation to knock on your door. It won't. Start building yourself now. Build your habits, your attitude, your knowledge, your self-discipline. Those are the raw materials of success. The stronger you build them, the stronger your attraction becomes. The secret isn't in chasing success. The secret is in becoming the kind of person who deserves it. Work on your skills. Work on your thoughts. Work on your character. Because the world doesn't pay you for what you know. It pays you for what you've become. And when you become someone of discipline, integrity, and vision, success won't be able to resist you. It'll come knocking, not because you called for it, but because you earned it. Your mind is a magnet. It draws to you the very things that match what you hold inside. The thoughts you entertain, the beliefs you protect, and the attitude you carry every day, these are the invisible forces shaping your life. You can't think failure and attract victory. You can't dwell on scarcity and expect abundance to show up. You can't live in fear and expect courage to come knocking. Life doesn't work that way. The outside always reflects the inside. If your mind is filled with doubt, worry, and resentment, it's like putting up a sign that says, "Opportunities, stay away." But when your mind is filled with gratitude, learning, and discipline, success takes notice. It feels that pull. It's drawn to you. The mind is the most powerful magnet on earth. But here's the problem. Most people never learn how to use it. They let it attract the wrong things. They let negativity dominate their thinking, and then they wonder why life feels heavy. They spend hours thinking about what they don't want, what they can't do, and what's wrong in their lives. And because thoughts are magnets, that's exactly what they continue to attract, more of the same. If you think limitation, you'll attract situations that prove you're limited. If you think growth, you'll attract opportunities to expand. The world becomes a mirror showing you what you've been holding in your mind all along. Now, let's be honest, it's not easy to manage the mind. It takes awareness, it takes discipline, and it takes repetition. The mind loves to wander toward comfort, toward fear, toward the familiar. But the truth is, your life will always move in the direction of your strongest thoughts. If you think long enough about progress, you'll start to move toward it. If you think long enough about excuses, you'll live inside them. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. Imagine your thoughts like seeds in a garden. You can't plant weeds and expect roses to bloom. Every day you're planting, whether you know it or not. Every complaint, every excuse, every bit of gossip is a seed that grows into frustration. Every word of gratitude, every act of learning, every ounce of discipline is a seed that grows into opportunity. So guard your garden carefully, because the harvest will come and it always reflects what you've planted. If you want to attract success, you must first adjust your mental frequency. Think of your mind as a radio station. You can't tune into a jazz station and expect to hear rock music. In the same way, you can't tune into thoughts of fear, doubt, and worry and expect to receive confidence, peace, and prosperity. You must turn the dial. You must choose your thoughts deliberately. And once you do, the world starts to respond differently. You begin to notice opportunities that were always there, but your old frequency couldn't detect them. Most people spend their energy trying to change their outer world, but the outer world is just a reflection. Real change happens inside. If you clean up your thinking, you clean up your results. If you strengthen your beliefs, you strengthen your actions. If you elevate your vision, you elevate your reality. It's not magic, it's cause and effect. The thoughts you dwell on become the emotions you feel. The emotions you feel shape the actions you take, and the actions you take create the life you live. So if you don't like what life is giving you, start by changing what you're sending out. Be careful with self-talk. The words you repeat to yourself every day become instructions for your mind. Say, "I'm always unlucky," and your mind will go to work proving it. Say, "I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm improving," and your mind will find evidence for that too. The mind doesn't argue, it obeys. It's your job to give it the right orders. Now, don't mistake positive thinking for wishful thinking. It's not about pretending everything is perfect when it isn't. It's about choosing to focus on solutions rather than problems, lessons rather than losses, growth rather than grief. A positive mindset doesn't ignore reality. It directs it. It says, "Yes, things are tough, but I'm tougher." It says, "Yes, there's a challenge, but inside every challenge is a gift." That kind of mindset draws opportunity like a magnet. People feel it. Energy feels it. Life feels it. If you want to change your attraction, change your attitude. The mind follows the attitude like a shadow. A grateful attitude draws more reasons to be grateful. A complaining attitude attracts more reasons to complain. Every moment of the day, you're either pulling things toward you or pushing them away. You decide which direction it goes. Here's what's remarkable. When you start changing your thoughts, your environment begins to rearrange itself. New people come into your life. New ideas appear. New chances open up. It's almost as if the universe says, "Finally, you're ready." And you'll find that things you used to chase begin to show up naturally. Not because life got easier, but because your mind got stronger. So train your mind to be your ally. Feed it with good words, good ideas, good intentions. Guard it from the noise that weakens your spirit, because everything you attract begins in that quiet place between your ears. The better you think, the better you live. The more disciplined your thoughts, the stronger your magnet becomes. And soon enough, you won't have to chase success. Success will be chasing you. Discipline is the foundation of all success. It's the quiet force that builds strength when no one is watching. It's not loud, it doesn't shout, and it doesn't demand applause. but it shows up every single day, and it shapes everything about who you become. Discipline is the invisible bridge between goals and achievement, between potential and performance. Without it, talent is wasted, ideas stay dreams, and plans fade into regret. But with it, the impossible slowly turns possible. Every act of discipline builds something inside you, something you can't see right away. It builds self-respect. It builds confidence. It builds momentum. You start realizing that you can trust yourself, and that's where true power begins. See, discipline isn't about punishment or restriction. It's about freedom. Freedom from weakness, from doubt, from the chaos of living without order. Most people think freedom means doing whatever they want, whenever they want. But that's not freedom, that's slavery to impulse. True freedom comes when you have the power to tell yourself, I will, and then follow through. Discipline doesn't always feel good in the moment, but it feels incredible later. Think about the morning you get up early when you didn't want to. The workout you finished when you almost quit, the hard conversation you faced instead of avoiding. Each one of those moments adds a brick to your inner fortress. And soon, you find that you're stronger than excuses, stronger than laziness, stronger than fear. Discipline builds a kind of magnetic character that draws opportunity. People respect it, life rewards it, and success is attracted to it. Now, the question is not whether you have discipline. You do. The question is, where is it being applied? Everyone is disciplined somewhere. Some are disciplined in watching television, in sleeping late, in wasting time, in avoiding challenges. Others are disciplined in studying, in saving, in learning, in improving. The difference in results comes down to where your discipline is directed. Success doesn't come from having discipline. It comes from placing it in the right direction. Discipline is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. At first, it's uncomfortable. It hurts. You resist it. But after a while, it becomes natural. The same way you train your body, you can train your mind. When you tell yourself, I'll do it, and actually do it, you reinforce a message, I keep my word. That message builds integrity. And integrity, once built, becomes the magnet that draws trust, leadership, and success toward you. You can't attract success with a lazy spirit. You can't invite opportunity with inconsistent habits. Life doesn't reward wishers, it rewards workers. But not just any kind of work. Disciplined work. Work done with intention, with persistence, with consistency. Success is attracted to order, not chaos. It finds its way to those who can manage themselves. Every great achievement, every powerful career, every lasting relationship has discipline at its root. It's what keeps things growing long after motivation fades. Motivation gets you started, but discipline keeps you going. Motivation is the spark, but discipline is the fire that stays lit through the storm. There will be days you don't feel like it. Days you feel tired, distracted, maybe even defeated. But those are the days discipline becomes your best friend. Because when feelings disappear, discipline remains. It doesn't care how you feel, it cares what you've committed to. And the truth is, discipline compounds. One small act of consistency today creates momentum for tomorrow. When you show up again and again, something remarkable happens. You start trusting your future. You stop doubting whether you can make it because you've built proof through your habits. The small, invisible acts, reading the extra page, practicing one more time, waking up 10 minutes earlier. These are the seeds of mastery. The big results that everyone sees are just the harvest of small, disciplined acts that no one saw. Discipline also teaches patience. It reminds you that growth takes time and that shortcuts usually cost more than they save. When you live by discipline, you stop rushing and start building. You begin to understand that slow progress is still progress, and that consistency beats intensity every single time. That's why disciplined people keep rising. They may not move the fastest, but they never stop moving. When you live without discipline, life feels heavy. You're always chasing comfort, and yet you're never at ease. But when you live with discipline, life feels lighter. You may face challenges, but you face them with strength. You may feel tired, but you never feel lost. Discipline gives your life structure, meaning, and power. And here's what's remarkable. Discipline not only attracts success, it attracts respect. People are drawn to those who can manage themselves. They feel inspired by someone who keeps their word, shows up on time, and follows through. That kind of person naturally stands out, not because they seek attention, but because their consistency speaks louder than words. So every morning you wake up, you have a choice. You can choose ease, or you can choose growth. You can do what's comfortable, or you can do what's necessary. One path gives you short-term pleasure, the other gives you long-term reward. And the difference between the two, that's discipline. Discipline is not a prison, it's a path. It's the quiet road that leads to freedom, confidence, and success. Every time you practice it, you make yourself more magnetic to the life you desire. It's not about perfection, it's about persistence. Do it once, then again, then again. And soon, success won't be something you pursue. It'll be something that can't help but find you. Success is not something that comes to those who simply wish for it. It comes to those who become valuable. The more valuable you become, the more success you attract. The marketplace doesn't respond to need, it responds to value. You can't go to the world saying, "Please give me more because I need more." The world replies, "We don't respond to need, we respond to value. Show us what you can offer, and we'll decide your reward." That's the law of the marketplace, and it's one of the most important lessons in life. If you want more, you must become more. That's how life works. You don't get paid for your time, you get paid for the value you bring to that time. Two people can work the same number of hours, yet one earns 10 times more. What's the difference? Value. One person has learned more, contributed more, developed more skill, and offered more service. That's the secret to attracting success. It's not in demanding rewards, but in increasing contribution. The world pays for results, not for effort. You can work hard digging holes all day, but if what you're doing adds no value, you'll be paid little. On the other hand, someone can think for an hour and create something that helps thousands of people, and they'll be rewarded handsomely. The difference is value. Hard work matters, but only when it's directed towards something meaningful. The key is to ask, how can I make myself more valuable to my company, my clients, my community, my world? Because the more value you bring, the more doors begin to open. Now, becoming valuable doesn't happen by accident. It requires learning, discipline, and an attitude of service. You must work harder on yourself than you do on your job. The better you get, the easier life gets. The more skills you develop, the more confidence you build. The more you understand, the more people will seek you out. That's the real power of personal growth. It makes you someone who can't be ignored. Opportunities naturally flow toward people who have taken the time to prepare themselves. Think about it like this. The marketplace is like a mirror. It doesn't give you what you want. It reflects what you've become. If you don't like the reflection, don't curse the mirror. Change what's being reflected. If your income hasn't grown, don't blame the economy. Ask yourself, have I grown? Have I become more valuable this year than I was last year? Because the world doesn't pay for wishing. It pays for wisdom. And wisdom is earned through effort, learning, and discipline. Becoming more valuable means developing not only your skills, but also your attitude. A good attitude alone can make you stand out in a crowd. People are drawn to enthusiasm, reliability, and positivity. You don't have to be the most talented to be valuable, but you do have to show up with the right spirit. The person who gives more energy, more kindness, and more attention always ends up ahead. Why? Because value isn't just about knowledge. It's about presence. Sometimes people say, if I get paid more, then I'll work harder. But that's backward. You have to work harder first, become more valuable first, and then the higher pay follows. Rewards come after value, not before. You can't wait for the promotion to start performing like a leader. You must start performing like a leader, and the promotion will find you. Success doesn't chase potential. It chases performance. It recognizes those who've already demonstrated excellence in the small things. And here's something remarkable. Value multiplies. Once you become valuable in one area, you can apply that principle anywhere. If you've learned discipline in your work, you can apply it to your health, your relationships, your finances. Success in one area spills over into others because value isn't limited to skill. It's a mindset that says, wherever I am, I will bring my best. You see, it's not about luck or connections or being in the right place at the right time. It's about preparation. Opportunity comes to everyone, but it only stays with those who are ready for it. If success walked into your life today, would you be ready to handle it? That's the question value answers. When you've done the work, when you've built the knowledge and the confidence, you won't fear opportunity. You'll attract it. And that's what makes value such a powerful magnet. People who are valuable never need to chase success. Success looks for them. It searches for those who've developed character, competence, and contribution. It finds the people who can solve problems, who bring peace instead of stress, solutions instead of complaints, and excellence instead of excuses. So each day, ask yourself, what can I learn today that will make me more valuable tomorrow? It could be a new skill, a new perspective, a new way of communicating, or simply a better attitude. Because the smallest improvement, practiced daily, compounds into something extraordinary over time. Growth may be invisible for a while, but it always shows up in the long run. In your confidence, your influence, your income, and your success. Don't wish for things to get easier. Don't wish for the world to give you more. Wish to become better. Because the moment you increase your value, the world adjusts to meet you at your new level. That's the beauty of life. It doesn't limit your reward. It simply waits for your readiness. The higher your value, the stronger your magnet, and the greater your attraction to success. You've probably heard the saying, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. There's more truth in that than most people realize. The people you spend the most time with, your circle of influence, shape your mindset, your habits, and eventually your destiny. You attract what you're around. If you surround yourself with lazy thinkers, you'll start finding reasons to be lazy. If you surround yourself with people who are driven, disciplined, and positive, you'll begin to rise to that level. It's one of the oldest and simplest principles in life. Your environment is either feeding your growth or starving it. Every person in your life is like a climate. Some people are sunshine. They help you grow, encourage you, and bring out your best. Others are storms. They drain your energy, cloud your vision, and make everything seem harder. And just like plants, you can't thrive in poor soil. If your environment is filled with negativity, gossip, and excuses, it's nearly impossible to produce greatness. You have to be intentional about the people and energy you keep close to you, because your associations will either attract success or push it away. If you want to attract success, start spending time with people who live in a state of growth. People who read, who plan, who act, who hold themselves to a higher standard. Their habits will rub off on you. Their language, their mindset, their drive, it'll start shaping you without you even realizing it. That's the power of association. Spend enough time around people who see possibilities, and you'll start seeing them too. Spend enough time around people who settle for less, and you'll slowly start doing the same. Here's something most people never think about: success is contagious. So is failure. Enthusiasm is contagious. So is negativity. When you sit around complaining, gossiping, or criticizing, you're creating a vibration that keeps success away. But when you're around people who talk about progress, ideas, and opportunities, you create a vibration that attracts more of it. Life has a funny way of giving us what we expect, and your circle largely determines what you expect from yourself. You have to become the gatekeeper of your own environment, not in a harsh or arrogant way, but in a wise way. You can still love people without letting them influence you. You can still care for them, but you must protect your energy. If someone constantly drains your spirit, it's your responsibility to manage that relationship, not theirs. You can't build a mansion of success if you keep inviting termites of negativity to live inside. Sometimes, to rise higher, you have to change who you listen to. You might have to step out of certain conversations, leave certain crowds, or spend more time alone working on your growth. Growth can be lonely, but it's never empty. Because as you elevate, you'll begin to attract people who match your new energy. Like-minded people who understand your discipline, respect your boundaries, and share your vision. The truth is, people are magnets too. You're attracting others who reflect the person you are becoming. If you're focused, kind, and disciplined, you'll naturally draw others who carry those same traits. If you're scattered, bitter, or undisciplined, you'll attract the same. That's why it's so important to keep raising your standards. Not to impress others, but to adjust the kind of energy that finds you. If you want to know where your life is heading, look at who you spend your time with. Do they challenge you, or do they comfort you into staying the same? Do they inspire you to grow, or do they make you feel guilty for trying? Some people talk you out of your dreams because they gave up on theirs. Don't let that happen to you. Protect your dreams from those who don't believe in them, because every time you share your vision with someone who mocks it, you lose a little of your fire. Surround yourself with people who fan that fire, not those who try to put it out. One of the greatest investments you can make is in relationships that stretch you. Spend time with people who know more than you. People who make you uncomfortable in the best way, because they remind you how much more you can become. That's how you grow. Don't be afraid to be the smallest tree in a bigger forest. You'll grow faster there. But remember, influence works both ways. If you want to attract successful people into your circle, you must become the kind of person they want to be around. Bring value to the table. Bring gratitude, consistency, and a positive spirit. People of growth don't stay around complainers or blamers. They seek builders, thinkers, and doers. Be one of them. Be the kind of person whose energy lifts others. When you become that, you won't have to chase strong connections. They'll find you. You are constantly teaching the world how to treat you by what you tolerate. If you allow negativity to dominate your space, you're saying, this is acceptable. But when you set a standard, when you choose excellence, gratitude, and discipline, your circle begins to change. And as your circle changes, so does your future. Your environment is either shaping you toward greatness or pulling you away from it. Choose the people who make you better. Stay close to those who challenge you to grow. Learn from those who have walked the path you wish to walk. Because success doesn't happen in isolation. It happens through association. And the right associations will help you become the kind of person that success cannot ignore. The greatest mistake people make is waiting for the perfect moment. They wait for the right time, the right mood, the right sign, the right opportunity. But life doesn't wait. Success doesn't knock politely. It shows up for those already in motion. Action is the key that unlocks the door to success, and that door opens only to those who are moving. You can't attract success with hesitation. You attract it with courage, with movement, with the decision to start right where you are with what you have and to begin now. The truth is, the time will never be perfect. Conditions will never be ideal. The stars won't line up just right. You'll never feel completely ready. But action creates readiness. You learn as you move. You grow as you go. Most people stand on the shore waiting for the waves to calm before they jump in. But the waves never calm. The calm comes once you're swimming. Life rewards those who act, not those who wait for the tide to turn. You can read all the books, attend all the seminars, make all the plans. But if you don't act, nothing changes. Knowledge is only potential power. It becomes real power when it's applied. The person who acts on a single idea will always be ahead of the person with 1,000 ideas who never moves. Success responds to movement. It's like heat. You have to create friction to feel it. Once you start, momentum takes over, but you must start. Procrastination is the enemy of attraction. Every time you say, I'll do it tomorrow, you weaken your confidence. Tomorrow is the busiest day in the world. It has stolen more dreams than failure ever has. People wait for a sign, for inspiration, for someone else to show the way. But the truth is, life doesn't give signs to the idle. It gives direction to the doers. When you start moving, the path begins to reveal itself. Waiting for clarity before you act is like waiting for the light to turn green in every direction before you drive. It'll never happen. Action has a magnetic quality. It pulls opportunities toward you. The moment you take a step, life starts rearranging itself around your movement. You meet the right person. You stumble on the right idea. You discover new strength you didn't know you had. It's as if life says, you're serious this time, and begins to cooperate. Doors that once seemed locked begin to open, not because they were closed, but because you hadn't yet knocked. Many people think they need motivation before they can act, but it's the other way around. Action creates motivation. You don't get inspired and then move. You move and then get inspired. Once you begin, something powerful happens inside. Energy appears. Ideas come alive. Confidence grows. The hardest part is always the first step, but once you take it, the second becomes easier, and the third easier still. The road to success is built one small, Courageous act at a time. You must train yourself to act even when you don't feel like it, because if you only move when it's comfortable, you'll never move far. Growth lives in discomfort. Discipline lives in discomfort. Opportunity hides inside discomfort. And when you learn to act despite fear, despite doubt, despite uncertainty, you become unstoppable. The brave aren't those without fear. They're the ones who act in spite of it. Each day gives you chances to move. Small chances, tiny decisions. The decision to wake up early, to make that call, to write that plan, to learn that skill, to take that risk. Each decision compounds. Small steps don't look like much today, but over time, they create massive results. People look at great success and think it happened overnight, but it never does. It's the accumulation of consistent action taken day after day, even when no one's watching. Success respects consistency more than intensity. You don't need to do everything today. You just need to do something today. Start small, but start now. One phone call, one paragraph, one workout, one page of learning. Small actions build momentum, and momentum builds results. Don't underestimate what you can accomplish in a year if you simply stay in motion. There's a difference between movement and progress, though. Don't confuse being busy with being productive. Running in circles won't get you closer to your goals. Direction matters. Purpose matters. Every action must be tied to the vision of where you want to go. Otherwise, you'll waste energy going nowhere fast. Be intentional. Decide what you want, set your eyes on it, and then take action in that direction. And don't wait for everything to make sense before you start. It won't. Success rarely announces itself with certainty. Most great achievements begin with uncertainty. The difference between those who make it and those who don't isn't knowledge. It's boldness. The bold act. The hesitant wait. And life rewards the bold. So begin now. Begin before you're ready. Begin while it's messy. Begin when you're scared. Because every step you take today shapes the success that will find you tomorrow. Action builds attraction. Motion builds momentum. The world doesn't move for the dreamer. It moves for the doer. The moment you act, you send a signal to the universe, I'm ready. And from that moment on, life starts to move in your favor. Success is not something you chase. It's something you attract by the person you become. You can't run after it and hope it stops for you. It comes to those who are ready, those who have prepared, those who have done the work to deserve it. The principles are simple but powerful. Build your value, discipline your mind, surround yourself with excellence, serve others, and take action with faith. Life is a mirror. It doesn't give you what you wish for. It gives you what you are. When you change, everything changes. When you raise your standards, opportunities rise to meet them. When you decide to grow, life opens its hand and offers more. The world responds not to need, but to deserve. So the question is never, can I have success? The question is, can I become the kind of person who attracts it? That's the real work, the work on yourself. Don't wait for luck, don't depend on miracles, and don't hope for shortcuts. Success is attracted by the energy of commitment, consistency, and integrity. The harvest comes to those who have sown the right seeds, not those who sit and wish for rain. Every act of discipline plants a seed. Every act of learning waters it. Every act of service grows it. And soon, the field of your life begins to bear fruit, fruit of peace, abundance, and fulfillment. So decide today to become that kind of person, a person of value, a person of vision, a person of persistence. Start where you are with what you have and build from there. Keep your mind open, your heart humble, and your hands busy. Don't wait for the world to change before you do. Change first. And the world will start to bend in your favor, because success isn't about chance. It's about cause and effect. It's about what you put in motion every single day. The habits, the thoughts, the effort, the patience, all of it adds up. And one day, what once seemed far away will stand before you because you became the person who could attract it. That's how success works. It doesn't need to be chased. It's drawn toward growth, toward value, toward courage. Become those things and success will find you. Always has. Always will.